Hello guys, thank you for tuning in my channel. I'm Azrael, this is...
I am Lady Lilith.
And she's my wife that I'm so lucky to have.
It's awesome.
Speaking of, the topic of this video, well, to properly meet my wife, she's been in my videos a couple of times. A lot of my viewers have said they enjoy seeing her in my videos and wish we would do more. So let's tell my audience a little bit about yourself.
Getting to know me. Anyway, hi everybody. Okay, so I have been practicing witchcraft for most of my life. I was in the closet for a while, the broom closet. And I basically what I want to focus on though is not really my history, but I just kind of want to speak to those out there that may be curious about how I physically practice, since, as you can see, I'm missing my arms, and maybe give some encouragement to any viewers out there that have limitations, whether it's a disability or an illness or missing a limb or something. We should not have to feel like we can't participate if we don't have the ability to do the conventional things that others can. And I just kind of wanted to stress that because, as you know, a lot of traditional witchcraft calls for things that even modern witches don't have access to, whether that be ingredients or going to certain places or doing things at certain times of the day and so forth. So everything is about adapting to change, and that can include your illnesses and your disabilities. So I wanted to kind of give like a little bit of word of encouragement out there that no matter what your disability is or limitations, just see what you can do to adapt. Like for me, when I need to light my candles, I can actually light a lighter with my toes. My foot is kind of like a hand. I can use it like that. But if I had not been able to learn to do that, thankfully, through times, lighters have changed. They've adapted. They've become easier for people to use. And one of my favorite kind of lighters to use is the kind that people buy when they're, working at a barbecue. And it's got the long nozzle. Here we go. Jerry's got one here. So it's one of these. And this one has a little button at the top that you have to kind of slide, and then you push on that to light it. It's a little bit more difficult for me to use. I still can do it, but I prefer to use the kind that's just a little button. It doesn't really have the little safety feature on it. So there's ways to adapt out there. And I just kind of wanted to take a moment if anybody's watching. I know people deal with anything from arthritis to fibromyalgia and severe disabilities that are more physical like mine. So do you have any questions specifically?
Well, one of the things I know is, as a ceremonial magician, there's a lot of physical activity in it. Sometimes we're waving our hands in the air, drawing the pentagram in the air. Is there specific ways that you have done stuff like that?
Yeah, and for me, and everybody's going to be different, and some people may argue that it's not the same. But sometimes when I want to get into more ceremonial practice, I can't hold an athame in a hand, and I can't draw the pentacle the way most people can. I can't touch the points on my body, so I visualize it, and I believe visualization is a big deal. If I close my eyes and I visualize that the energy is moving where I want it to, I can hold my athame on my arm. I can balance it there. I can hold it up against my chest if I want to. I can even lay it on my altar. And I just visualize it doing what I want it to do. I can visualize it drawing the shapes that I need it to, whether it be a circle, whether it be a pentacle, whether it be a pentagram, whether it be a star, whether it be a heart, whatever.
If I can enjoy. Actually, I remember when we were doing one of those calling down the moon ceremonies, and I was teaching our people, how our members of our coven to cast a circle. She cast the circle herself. She just, and she also drew it on the ground in her wheelchair.
Yep.
So
I took a piece of chalk, and again, I used my toes. I held it with my foot, and I drew a circle, and that's what we did.
Very good too, because man, she just put her foot out and it just spins around. It's like perfect circle.
Me in the wheelchair, I can spin around, and it's like I'm the center point, so I can actually draw a fairly perfect circle.
And everybody who knows anything about magic definitely understands that focus and meditation and visualization are key points to help make magic work. So obviously, if you're doing this physically, it helps with the visualization. But if you could visualize with that, you're still directing energy.
Yeah, it's all about intent.
Yeah.
To me, it's like you watch a ballet and you might see everyone dancing, but your eyes kind of focus on the ones that are really, really into it because they're very into what they're doing. And that's kind of what I do. I may not physically be able to do it, but trust me, the heart is there, the spirit is there, and my intents are there because I've done some pretty fucking powerful shit. Blew him away a few times.
I mean, some of the things that she would say, perfect example of this, though it was sad, right? I have a tendency, even though I practice what I practice and I believe what I believe, I tend to be very skeptical. So have I seen spirits? Yes. If somebody tells me they've seen a spirit, I'm skeptical. If somebody says they've made psychic and make a prediction, do I believe that's possible? Yes, I do. When people say it, do I always believe it? No. So one day, I had two frogs. Both of them died the same day, unexpectedly, because they were not sick. My wife said, "This is a bad omen. Someone in the family is going to die."
Yeah, I got a gut feeling. It wasn't just an omen thing. It wasn't just symbolism. It was something in me that I felt deep in my gut, and I said right then and there, I said, "Someone in your family is going to die."
Well, now, if you watch one of my other videos, and I have a lot of them, so I did a video about omens and how can you tell the difference between an omen and a coincidence. And if you have to ask yourself if it was an omen, it probably wasn't. But the symbolism was there. And like she said, how she knew it was real was she got that gut feeling, that tingling sensation, that pull, that if you just see a crow out there and you think, oh, I wonder what that means, it probably don't mean nothing because you're wondering. If you have to ask, you'll know when you have that deep feeling. So long story short, I went to work, poo-pooed it. That very night, my brother died. So, yeah. And she's been very accurate on a lot of her things. So she is a very, very powerful witch. Maybe because she has to use more visualization, she's got that down pat. And
yeah, I think it's kind of compensation, and that's another reason why I want to encourage those who may have disabilities that want to practice and study witchcraft and magic. You know, you never know what other doors you may open with yourself, and I believe kind of what you were saying, that my inability to physically do something has enhanced my other senses on stuff. Because trust me, I sense a lot of crap, and a lot of crap happens, and I'm very rarely wrong. Kind of pisses him off.
I've got 30 plus years in the occult and divination, and here she is, don't have to use tools. She's just like, I know you bought a cheeseburger and cheated on your diet. Did I use the card? No. Did I use cash? Yeah. I don't even have to come in and smell my breath. She's like, I know.
No, but
without the smelling.
It's like we were talking about earlier, somebody that we know. I said, watch it. This person that we know, give them a few years, and they're going to tell you blah, blah, blah with specific information. I said, and they're going to tell it to you in this certain way. And guess what happened today?
That person,
pretty much to the day that I said it was going to happen,
came out. I'm going to say there's absolutely nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a person being on an alternate lifestyle or anything. Mm-hmm. We are very pro-gay. We're pro just about everything. You know, we have friends who are in polyamorous relationships. We have people who are diehard Christians. We have people who are diehard atheists. It doesn't matter. Sexuality doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I was shocked because they always lived in a certain different way. They were in the closet. But one of our friends came out and said, I'm bisexual.
I already know. I said it's not gonna happen. This person is not going to say it or even acknowledge it within themselves until about 5 more years. And I said they will be between the age of whatever and whatever. And they are now between the age of A and B, and it's not like a big difference. Not like I said they'll be between 30 and 40. No, it was literally they'll be between the age of 31 and 32.
And my wife's very intuitive, and for your privacy, we're not saying your name on our channel, but I know you watch our channel from time to time. Just let you know if you need us for anything in your struggle. I'm sure your parents will accept you, and we love you and care for you deeply.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us in on your secret before you actually came out, and that's a compliment. Like, thank you. It's a compliment. So, anyways, so
Yeah, but don't be like hitting up Azrael's channel and be like, ask your wife to tell me my future. It don't work that way. I'll be like,
Chili Beanie, the spirits are about to speak. So, if you're there watching and you think you can't do something, there's always ways to modify it. The reason why we want to do this video, or this part of the video, is because it has come to my attention, especially with new witches, for example, they want to follow the recipes and do everything exactly. That's okay, especially when you're learning, you get a foundation to build on.
it's like a recipe.
Yeah, that way, you can't just, you go in there and just start slapping ingredients together. They might not work. So it's okay to learn with the rhythm, but don't be afraid to change things if you need to fit and accommodate your lifestyle.
Yep, and your taste. Because, I mean, most people learn baking a cake. They learn the basic white cake or yellow cake. Typically, it's a yellow cake because that's the easiest recipe to do. Because a white cake, you actually have to take out the yellow parts of the egg. Didn't know you knew that. But anyway, so yellow cake is the easiest cake recipe. But, after a while, you're probably going to get tired of just eating yellow cake. You're going to want to change it up. You want to do new stuff.
Spice up your life. Spice up your magic. So anyway, I guess I hope that answered some questions. Some of my viewers who are fans. My wife does have a channel. She doesn't talk about magic or anything like that.
Nope.
She does product reviews, but on that same channel, she sings. There's a lot of music, a lot of videos of her singing covers and so forth. And check it out. And I'll add a link down below. Thank you for watching.